Hey, what's up, guys? Wanted to do a kind of a recap kind of video for you guys, kind of going over the weekend and stuff like that. Well, everything's kind of still fresh in my mind. So yeah, guys, as you all know, all the videos and stuff, we did it. The whole goal all along was pro card, and wow, that was the result, you know. But let's just take you back from how the weekend started. So I headed home to my hometown of Wenatchee, Washington on Thursday, the weekend before the show. Stayed the night there in Wenatchee the night before because I was leaving that next morning with my father, because we had to be in over in Edmonds by Seattle for my polygraph test that next afternoon, that next Friday afternoon, the day before the show. And also we had to pick up my coach, Tyler Mayer, who was flying in from Phoenix, Arizona, that afternoon as well. So my dad and I left that Friday morning, went straight to the polygraph test first, and it was just kind of funny. I don't know, it was almost like it was like this weekend was just kind of meant to be, like it was destiny or something. Just had all these little kind of signs that were, I don't know, just like those telltale good signs. But so I walk right in to the area where like all like kind of the show staff are, the promoter and all that stuff, and they're like, "Oh, here comes the talk of the show." And I'm like, "What?" They're like, "Oh yeah, you know, like you're the talk of the show. You're the one everybody's talking about." You know, partially probably because you know, I'm one of the, obviously look how much I exploit this, you know, I've kind of put this whole entire prep out for everyone to see, you know, everybody that's kind of has access to kind of know like how my prep's going and all this stuff. So all the people, like people I didn't even know, like, "Oh my gosh, yeah, I've seen all your pictures kind of leading up to the show on Facebook. You look incredible, all this stuff." I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I don't even know who you are." Didn't even know that, you know, like it was just crazy. So that kind of started off the Friday. Obviously I was there and then did my polygraph test, obviously passed that, and then also too I got to see I got to find out that I was put in the open men's tall class, which was, I was kind of curious because in 2011 I did the same show and they put me in open medium, so I was kind of like, what the heck. So they put me back in, they put me in tall class this time, and they even like rechecked my height and everything like that. And I ended up seeing a guy in the lobby who, his name's Ed Budge, who he did my same show in 2011, and I think he won the Masters. I think he's in his 40s, I believe. But this guy just I've been kind of following. He's actually been doing, he'd done a couple shows prior to this one last weekend. And I mean, the guy just comes in, I mean, in 2011, even my dad and my best friend in the audience were like, "Wow, dude, there's this guy that's in the Masters, and he was also in the open tall class that just is like peeled to the bone." And so I knew about him, so I already kind of knew about him, and then obviously, like I said, I knew that he'd been doing a couple shows before, so I figured, oh god, yep, he's definitely probably doing this show. And sure enough, I find out, yeah, we're in the same class, we're in the open men's tall class. And like I said, I just, I knew he was definitely going to be a good opponent because, you know, to me, natural bodybuilding, what separates you from the pack is conditioning. And I knew that he brought, like, you know, shredded glutes, peeled hams, all that stuff. So just awesome conditioning that he brings. So I definitely knew it would be kind of a really good matchup. But I ended up seeing him in the lobby and stuff like that. I got to talk to him, and really nice guy. So, it was kind of funny though. It turns out he kind of confessed to me that once he found out that I was going to be in, because he assumed I was going to be in open medium like I was in 2011. So he's like, "Oh, okay, I don't have Colin in my class." But he found out, I guess, literally the day before the show, that Friday, that they had put me in tall. So because of that, he literally entered the Masters division. He wasn't going to. He entered the Masters division because the Masters division at my show offers a pro card, but it's like a different pro card. It's like a Masters pro card. It's not the same as the pro card that I got. Like, he can't go to an open pro show like I can. So, but he wasn't going to do that. That wasn't his original plan. But when he found out that I was going to be in Tall, he literally entered the day before the show, which is kind of funny, you know. Thought that was kind of a cool thing. You know, he's just showing me respect that he knew that his chances. I mean, like I said, so that was that Friday, and then after the polygraph test and all that stuff, he went straight to the airport to pick up my coach, Tyler Mayer. It was so great to see. Like, I hadn't seen Tyler. Man, it's been like almost 2 years since I guess a lot of people don't know, but I actually know Tyler personally because I used to live in Scottsdale, and we actually used to train together and stuff like that. So, you know, I know Tyler on a personal level. He's just not somebody that, like, I've just known, like, as an online coach. So we pick up Tyler, me and my dad. We basically get back to the hotel, kind of unpack some stuff, and then go straight to the grocery store. Got to freaking stock up, get a bunch of groceries for the weekend. All the stuff that, you know, he's gonna like carve me up on and all that stuff. And then Friday night, Tyler and I get one last workout in. So we're trying to find a gym. We ended up finding this, it's like 24-hour fitness that I believe was in Linwood. But oh my gosh, guys, on a Friday night, usually most gyms, at least ones that I've been to, on a Friday night, you know, people are kind of going out, having fun. Oh my gosh, this gym was like, you'd think it was like a freaking Monday night at 6 o'clock, rush hour, off work, traffic crap. It was nuts. Like, I could not believe how packed this freaking gym was on a Friday. Another thing that was really crazy too was I had some random guy come up to me and was like, "Hey, are you Con?" I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "Dude, I love your YouTube channel." I was like, "What?" Total random guy in a random gym over in Linwood, Washington. It was just pretty crazy. I even had two guys backstage at my show that were like, "Oh, hey man, we've been following your YouTube." So that was really cool to hear. But anyway, so that Friday night, Tyler has a really cool camera that he does a lot of cool effects on and stuff like that. So we end up getting a lot of gym footage that you guys got to see this video that he put together. Oh my gosh, it is like, oh, I'm gonna have to like link it in the description box for you guys. That's what I'll do. So definitely check out this video. That it's kind of a weekend recap video that Tyler made for me. And, you know, he definitely went the extra mile because he knew that, hey, like, you know, he wanted to make it special for me because it's like, it's my pro card weekend. So, I mean, this video is like, I mean, crap, I think Tyler, if he wanted to, has a future in video editing, seriously. It reminds me of, like, any of you guys that are familiar with kind of those Zazni video. He makes all those, like, bodybuilding kind of motivational videos on YouTube. I mean, the way he put together reminded me a lot of that. So I'll definitely link that in the description box for you guys. But anyway, so we got some great footage that Friday night. And then finally we went in the posing room, in the locker room to do some posing the night before. And oh my gosh, again, that locker room, it was like a freaking stampede in there. Like, we kept having to kind of like Tyler was trying to like, you know, like take pictures and stuff like that. People kept walking by, we had to stop. Anyways, by the time we ended up getting back to the hotel room, it was like midnight. So, and we still, you know, I still had a good like post-workout meal to eat. And I think we were gonna have like one more meal after that. So, oh, what was great though was, I think that night I ended up having like a nice big like burger and stuff like that. I think I ended up doing like 500 carbohydrates the night before the show. I think we pushed it to 500. So, and then of course, by the time we actually finally like literally get in bed, and this is bad because knowing that we literally had to start the plan was for me to start to wake up at 4 in the morning. That's the thing, guys. Anybody that knows you compete, you always want to like get up like really early to kind of start. You understand, like prejudging starts at usually like 9:30, 10 in the morning, and you don't really know when you're going on, but you want to make sure you have plenty of meals in you before you step on stage. So you got to get up really early that Saturday morning, the day before a show. And also, too, we were using Dream Tan, which just takes a long time to apply. So we were getting up extra early to make sure we had time to like get a coat on, and then I had to like sit there and sit in front of a fan and let it air dry. So it just seemed like by the time we got to bed, I think it was like 2 something in the morning. And of course, it never fails me. I've never been able to sleep the night before a show. I was just kind of sitting there, tossing, turning, kind of looking at the clock. Oh, it's 3. It's 3:30. I'm like, crap, I'm going to be up in a half hour anyways, you know, checking my cell phone. And so yeah, I ended up getting 0 sleep the night before the show. Alarm clock goes off at 4 a.m. Tyler kind of had a little regimen for me to do. And he actually had me go on a freaking, the day of my show, had me go on a 10-minute jog. So I went for like a little morning jog. I had like my hoodie on. I felt like I was in like a Rocky movie when he's waking up in the early morning, going on a freaking jog with my hoodie on. But get back to the room, and then I made my first meal. I think it was like steak and eggs with like 60 grams of carbs or something. And then all of a sudden we started applying the Dream Tan and got that going and stuff. And then basically, yeah, we found out that we had to be at the athletes meeting before the show. I think it was like at 8 a.m. or 8:30 or something like that. So we had to get there really early. And then the worst thing about shows, guys, is just, oh my gosh, you're just sitting around for so long. I don't think I finally went on stage until maybe 1 in the afternoon or something like that. Anyways, too, and so prejudging went, went really well. I was, funny, Tyler ended up giving me, I think we had two slices of Domino's pizza before going on stage, which was just freaking amazing, to have some pizza before going on stage. It was kind of an aggressive thing that we did, but, it was one of those things that, because of the fat and the sodium in the pizza, Tyler kind of wanted to push it a little bit. And so apparently, like prejudging, I thought it went great. Obviously, I knew, with that Ed Budge guy being in my class, I kind of thought he was the one person that was going to kind of be the person that I was going to be kind of compared to, which it looks like we were. And I felt great. Everything was, like my biggest thing this whole entire show was to just to make sure that I wanted to show a certain demeanor on stage this year that was like, you know what, like, I'm the man to beat. This is my show. This is my stage. I want you to see it like in my face, the way I pose. And I even got a lot of like positive feedback on that. People could tell like, oh man, from the moment you walked out, you could tell like you were ready to like battle. I wasn't like hesitant and like, hell no, like I was like ready to freaking rock it. So after prejudging, I obviously got a lot of great feedback from people and stuff like that. One thing I did notice from the pictures that was kind of strange, and it might have been for a couple reasons. We ended up using, some of you guys have heard of stuff called hot stuff. It's the stuff that kind of, you spray it on the skin, it heats up the skin, and it makes vascularity kind of pop out. Well, anyways, I'd use it like on my chest area and my shoulders and stuff, areas where I have a lot of vascularity, and that's fine. But then I ended up having Tyler, I shouldn't have done this, I had him spray it on my quads, and so it made my quads kind of look like, it was just like too glossy, so it almost made my quads look kind of washed out, which hid kind of a lot of the separation, because I've never had issues this whole entire prep. My freaking quad separation has been like awesome, like wow, like amazing type quad separation. And all of a sudden I'm seeing these prejudging pictures and I'm like, I'm happy with everything. I'm like, well, my quads look kind of soft. So we think it was a combination of the hot stuff on my quads, and then also too, Tyler thinks that we might have went a little bit too aggressive and my legs might have spilled over a little bit. So that means that his plan going into finals that night was to bring me in sharper. And so here I am. You understand, guys, after you do a prejudging, you're up on stage for like 15 minutes straight, you just felt like you ran like 2 miles. You walk off exhausted. Your body is just beat to hell. I was so tired. Like I said, I had no sleep the night before. And all I want is just like a nice freaking, give me a big carb meal to kind of replenish my body. Oh no, Tyler says, no, we're not giving you any carbs. You're getting an only chicken breast meal. I'm like, kill me now? Are you serious? You know? Oh my gosh, it was so hard. But I mean, hey, like I said, he had a plan. And I'm like, you know what? You've got me this far. I'm just gonna roll with it, even though it sucked. So I literally make the chicken meal back, and I think I had like 6 ounces of chicken, some mustard on it or something, in the hotel room. And literally, I lay down on my back, and I was out. Like, I was literally just, I remember I was freaking passed out. But what sucks was, I think we only had like an hour to kind of relax a little bit. So I was maybe asleep for like a half hour or something. We'd get right back up and go and head back to the show. But so then again, you're just kind of sitting around a lot. But like I said, so once we got back to get ready for the finals, you know, Tyler, you could tell he kind of was keeping a more low, like a less aggressive approach on the carbs and things like that. He was actually giving me a lot of water. That was one thing. I had a lot of water on show day. He was kind of using water to fill me out as opposed to carbohydrates. So basically, too, I think all we had for the like a pump up meal was I had like a big one of those like Power Supreme, I don't know, protein bars. I had like a ton of sodium in it, ton of sugar, things. I think it was like 30, only like 30 or something, 30 or 40 carbs. But we ended up doing that, and then kind of right before pumping up and things like that, I had 2 little Twix bar things. And it's funny because I was like, oh my god, like I don't like feel as, I definitely felt like I knew I was sharper, but like I didn't feel maybe as full as I was in prejudging. But and one thing else we did too, we didn't use the hot stuff this time, and definitely looked a lot better. The Dream Tan looked a lot better without the hot stuff. I didn't look nearly as like shiny. So went out in finals, and again it was just one of those things where, man, I was just ready to freaking kill it. Like I knew, like, you know, if it was gonna happen, it's gonna happen tonight. So I felt like I had a great little finals kind of showing. And then, you know, it came down to, obviously, when they started calling out the placings for the men's open tall. I kind of left this part out. I kind of got a little hint before going on stage that like somebody kind of gave me a weird hint that was kind of telling me that I was gonna win it. But I was like, I don't kind of trust people, so I'm like, oh, they're probably just messing with me. I don't know. But I knew it was gonna come down to me and that Ed Budge guy, and luckily they gave me the nod. And so I knew, okay, and it's like right away you win that, and then it's like, okay, get back ready going and get ready for the overall. And so, you know, once the overall was on, I was like, man, it is on. And you know what? I mean, I just can't explain it, but I was just, I don't know. If anybody's watched the video, I hope you can see it, but it was just like, it was just my night. You know what I mean? It was my night. And I just kind of had that feeling in my gut that it was going to go my way when they were calling it off. You know, I knew it was like my night. And so, you know, they call my name and stuff like that. It was just one of those, like, your heart just kind of sinks, and it's almost like still doesn't seem real. You know, and it's one of those things you hear you announce the winner, and I remember just kind of like, you know, making sure to like show my respect to the other competitors in the overall. So shake their hands first and say, hey, great job. That means a lot to me to show them my respect. You know, they won their classes, they deserve that respect. So, and then just oh my god, the best thing was just like, I looked into the audience and like where my dad and Tyler were, you know, and I just blew him a kiss, like, we did it, boys, you know, like, we did it. So special to see like my dad, you know, just having him seeing me win and stuff like that. You could tell he was just so freaking happy for me. But I mean, then just like holding the sword, and it's just like all real now. It's like, oh my gosh, I just won my pro card. I just became a natural professional bodybuilder, which is like just a dream come true for me. You know, things like this mean, you know, it just means so much more to some people than it does to others. It seems like some guys want a pro card, and it's like, yeah, but I want a pro card. But to me, it's like, this means a lot. Like, this is just something that, you know, when you're so passionate about something, and you have a chance to kind of reach the highest kind of level in your passion, in your sport, or whatever. And to achieve that, it was just something that to me is, like I said, this is that moment is something that I'll cherish for the rest of my life. This whole weekend, that whole weekend experience, like again, that it will go down as one of the best weekends of my life. It really was. And so, what's funny was literally you get all this praise and stuff like that. I'm getting ready to walk off. She says, "Oh no!" They're like, "No, Colin Wolfe, please stay on the stage." I'm like, "What the heck?" And they bring up this. They started this new award that's this guy that was a past head judge. His name's, I think it was Wade Brown. They created a new award called the Most Symmetrical Award, and they're like, that's also awarded to Colin Wolfe. I'm like, oh my gosh. Here I am, I just won my pro card, I'm on top of the world. They have a separate award for the most symmetrical bodybuilder, and I get that too. So how freaking cool is that? And it's funny because the more I thought about it, the more that award really, really means a lot to me, because bodybuilding is about symmetry, you know? How many bodybuilders do we see that have these great upper bodies and no legs? You know what I mean? Stuff like that. You see, oh, the guy's got a huge chest, a huge blah, 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 but he's got no arms, or he's got, you know. To me, it's just showing that, like, your physique being the most symmetrical means that you have taken the time to make sure that all of your muscle groups have gotten equal love. You paid attention, all your muscle groups are evenly distributed, everything flows great. So to me, that was like another just kind of like icing on the cake, you know what I mean? So I even have a plaque. I'll have to I'm going to do a separate video where I'm going to show you guys all I have a big like first place trophy for the tall class, the plaque for the symmetrical award, the huge freaking sword, a little plaque thing, or a little thing that says, you know, overall winner, a separate little ticket thing that says you are a professional, you know, blah, 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 professional bodybuilder and in my organization. I mean, just so many cool little things to take home. Anyways, though, so literally right after the award and I'm walking off, I had like literally they grab me and they take me into a room, and a guy had to watch me with my dong out, like freaking pee into a little cup thing. I had to like take the lid, close it, and I had to fill out all this like paperwork and all this stuff. Which is another, you know, great. I mean, it's like, oh my gosh, I don't even get a chance to like talk to anybody or like see my dad or anything like that. It's like, no, right away they freaking take you off and you do your urinary analysis right after the show. So it just kind of shows you though that organization shows you how strict things are, guys, which is good. That's what we want in natural bodybuilding. So, so yeah, I do my urinary analysis thing, get all that done, and then finally get to kind of go back out, and then I had a bunch of people kind of there waiting for me, friends and family, and people just kind of congratulating me. And then, so of course, now it's time to eat. But it was like, oh, it seemed like it was like so many things. It was already like 11 o'clock at night on a Saturday, so a lot of things were closed. But luckily, we found a pizza place that was open. I think it was called The Rock in Edmonds, that was still open. Great atmosphere. So me, Tyler, and my dad go in there, and oh my gosh, we had a freaking had a nice cold beer, which is so amazing. I hadn't had a sip of alcohol, guys, in like 6 months. I didn't drink at all during my prep. I'm the type of person that I kind of go all out or nothing. So anyway, so we have a cold beer, and then I ordered I got a 12-inch pizza, and I also ended up getting, don't hate, I also ended up getting a freaking awesome burger and these like beer battered fries. Oh my god, so good, so good. So that was kind of like our nice little victory kind of, you know, victory meal and stuff like that. So basically we kind of get back to the hotel room, and Tyler, it was so funny, he's sitting there like, he's like lying on, my coach Tyler Mayers, like lying on his back. He has his laptop like on his chest, and he was like gonna like do some video editing or put up one of my videos from the show. And then I look over and he's just like completely passed out. I was almost gonna get a picture of you, Tyler. You're lucky I didn't. So he was out and stuff like that, and it was funny though, so I'm like, ooh, I was like, coach is asleep. I was like, what can I raid? It was bad though. So of course I ended up having like, I think I had like a couple Skinny Cow like ice cream sandwiches and a Pop-Tart, and oh, it was bad. So, anyways, and then actually the next day, we had to take Tyler back to the airport, and then my dad and I had to drive back to Wenatchee, and then I drove back. I drove back home that night. So, there's kind of a recap of the weekend, guys. Like I said, it was. I don't think I could have scripted the weekend any better than it happened. Like I said, it's still kind of like a shock to me. Like, it hasn't fully sunk in yet. It's just kind of like seems almost like too good to be true. But anyways, though, and I hope some of you guys, if you saw my individual routine video, you even hear the announcer saying to thank all of his friends on YouTube and Facebook for all of their support. So I even made it a chance to like thank all of you guys who have been following me this whole entire prep, showing me love, showing me support. Everybody on Facebook, oh my gosh, like I feel bad because I haven't been able to get back to everyone on there that said congrats and stuff, but if any of you guys watch this video, know that I'm so thankful for all of the messages that you guys have sent me. I mean, it's meant so much. How many people that write to me that tell them that I've inspired them, you know, that means the world to me, guys. So anyways, you know, we did it. But like I said, this isn't the end, guys. For the first time, for my first time, I'm actually right back on the grind and getting ready for another show here in 2 weeks. It's just a local NPC show that I'm like, you know what? I'm like, I want to do it for some people that, you know, like local people here that never get to see me on stage. I'm already going to be in shape, so I'm like, you know what? What's 2 more weeks to kind of to stay on the diet and things like that. So, so I'll kind of keep you guys updated with kind of maybe a couple more training videos this week, some more vlogs, and we'll get some more videos going up to that show. All right, guys, take care.